Hey, yeah, okay, in this one, we're going to show you how to draw the pitchfork, which is what Alan Andrews is best known for. Okay, and we're going to show you how to draw the pitchfork, but this time we're going to show you how to do it manually. Okay, and then we'll show you how to do it with the actual pitchfork tool. Okay, and then we will move on into the next video, which will be about the trigger lines. Okay, so just go ahead and show you what the pitchfork would look like. Alright, so you already know that when we got point B, point C, and point A, we draw them through and connect the dots up and whatnot. Okay, what we need to do now is take a duplicate copy of A. Alright, and then what we need to do is bring it parallel to point C. Okay, and then do the same thing for point B. Alright, and that is your pitchfork. Alright, then the general concept here is that when the market goes up, comes back down, hits the median line, it's now supposed to, well, this is an area for a buy. Okay, and what it's supposed to do is supposed to come up to here. This is an area to sell, and then when it comes down to here, it's an area to sell again if you want to. Alright, and down here is an area to buy. Now that's what's supposed to happen a majority of the time at least. Okay, so keep your wits about you. Don't just go in plainly without any technical analysis whatsoever. Don't just go in and say, well, Loz says, okay, well, when it reaches there, I will buy. You know, don't just immediately do it. You know, take some extra analysis to once, and see if this is a worthy buy area. Okay. So that's basically the pitchfork. That's the Andrews pitchfork. Let's go ahead and show you on the chart how we can go ahead and start drawing those. Just get a fresh area. Okay. Alright. Now we're going to use this as point A, and we're going to use this as point B, and we're going to use this as point C. Alright. So let's go ahead and grab our trend line. And I'm going to take it from here to there. Right click, trend line, take the ray off, and then I'm going to get another trend line. I'm going to take it through here and up to around about there. I think that's about right. We've got 7 bars there have come back. I need to come back a little bit more. 7, 3, 4, so I need to bring that line up a little bit more. That's 3 bars, that's good enough. Okay, and the distance there is 358, so that would be 179. So 179 pips, that's pretty close. That would be fine. We'll leave it like that. And then we grab another trend line, and I'm just going to basically copy it, the same, same kind of angle. Okay, and then I'm just going to simply oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Okay, and then I'm going to move this one in parallel with that over there. Okay, and then I'm going to grab another one and push that over there like so. Okay, now you can see that this is an area where it's broke, so that will be an area where you would actually short the trade. But we've also got extra lines as well that we're going to show you in another video about the warning lines. Okay, and these warning lines will act as either support or as resistance areas, depending on which side the market is on the pitchfork. Okay, so that's the manual way. Let's go ahead and show you the other way. Now this is the pitchfork right here, the Andrews pitchfork, but it's not going to be there by default. What you would need to do if you want it to be here, then you just right click here, choose customize, and then on the left hand side where it says available, you just want to search for that particular Andrews pitchfork because it was over here at one time. Okay, and then what you want to do is go ahead and highlight the Andrews pitchfork if you want to, of course, and go ahead and click on insert and then click on close. Alright, and now it's over here. I can move this anywhere I want by, again, right clicking, customizing, and highlighting what I want to do. I can choose down if I want, click on close, and now it's moved over towards the end. Okay, so go ahead and grab this. Alright, and now you can see that my cursor, my crosshair tool, was turned into a really weird kind of thing. It's like got a fork on it with a number 1 next to it. Alright, so the number 1 is going to represent you know, your low point, A, B, C. I know I actually put that other one up there, so actually that was actually in the wrong place, so my bad. Alright, I don't really use the pitchfork a lot, but anyways, there you go. Alright, and that is how you draw the Angel's pitchfork. And then what you're going to do then is that when this point here has been established, okay, and when the market has actually hit this point, you know, your target would be there, you know, but this doesn't always work out, you know, in our favor. Alright, so we'd have to be a little bit, you know, cautious. I probably would have bought there if I can be honest, and my you know, my first TP would be probably this area here for B, and then once it reaches pretty close to it, I'm going to actually like move my stop loss to break even, and then see if it actually will go ahead and hit this X mark up the top. If it doesn't, no foul, harm done. Okay, and then I'll just wait for the market again. This is another area that I would actually wait for to go long. I'll probably go long after this candle right here. Okay, and you know, again, it will keep my wits about me to make sure that I'm doing okay. But this one actually works out in our favor, or we could have actually broken off even if it didn't keep going all the way up. We can see that it went down here and it came off around about there. So we're not, but having saying that, you see how we got these few candles here, few red candles. That would probably be a signal in itself to actually start closing that trade out, because when you start seeing this pattern that's emerging around here, which is a little bit like the long-legged doji kind of candle, but this is also indecisiveness in the market. Okay, the market's not deciding whether it wants to go up or down, and then eventually it pulls back. Okay, and it also looks like we've got a triple top as well. We've got a top here, double top, it comes down, triple top, it comes down again. Alright, so keep these other elements of, you know, technical analysis in your mind when you're drawing these pitchforks, and you should come out ahead most of the time. Alright, let's see if we can show you another one with one showing trending down. Okay, and we're going to take it from a high point here, A, B, C. This one doesn't actually work out in our favor, so what we can do is there's an indicator that you can use, which I will also provide in the download for you, and it's called the AML underscore V1, which is the version 1, which means Andrew's Pitchfork Median Line. Alright, and it's made by some guy called Caveman. Okay, and what we would need to simply do here is left click, drag and drop. Now you already know how to apply your custom indicators into your folders. If you don't, please go back to one of the videos and make sure that you put them into the right folder. Okay, and this is actually an MQ4 extension file, so you can go ahead and click on the little triangle button here, which is a yellow triangle button, or sorry, a diamond button, beg your pardon. Alright, and then hunt for that AML custom indicator, double click it, click on compile, and then it'll be in this section here for you. Now what's important to understand and notice here is this the value, the name here. You can actually double click on this area and you can type in any value you want. Now leave that value there for the time being, okay, and then click on OK. Nothing comes up on the chart right now because what we need to do is double click on our pitchfork and then right click, choose Andrew's Pitchfork properties, and you can see this name here, it says Andrew's Pitchfork. What we want to do is actually change this case sensitive, alright, and change it to AL1 and click on OK. Give it a few moments and it will kick in. Alright, sometimes it kicks in without having to do that in, but I think maybe because the market's closed, it's not actually come up. I'm not sure why that's come up. Oh, okay, that's strange. Oh, that's strange. AL1. Right, okay, I'm not sure why that's... Oh, there we go. Here we go. Alright. Now this is where we would actually go in and use this indicator here to help us, to give us an idea. Now these here are actually warning lines. We'll talk about that in a moment. Alright, but we've got some inside lines as well, and sometimes you will actually find that the market will go in within these lines and then come back to the medium line and then try to approach these other inside medium lines as well. But what's also good to notice that when these come down quite steep, we can experiment with the types of medium lines that we can choose. We've also got one called the medium line shift. Now there was this guy who was a student of Alan Andrews by the name of Mr. Shift, and he basically said something along the lines that, you know, what happens when the market sort of goes outside a certain area, how do you compensate for those? And then he came up with this idea of using a medium shift line, and this is basically more or less doing it the same way as, you know, when we draw these medium lines before. Right, you know how we drew, we wanted to find 3 pivot points, and the pivot points B and C, and then we drew those two together, right, if you remember, and then we had a point A as well, and then we just basically found the midpoint of B to C, and we drew that line A through that midpoint. Okay, that's your normal pitchfork. Okay, the medium shift line is a little bit different. Instead of taking B and C as your midpoint axis, you would actually use point B and point A, and you'll find the difference between the two. Okay, you don't need to draw a line here. Alright, that is not necessary. What we're basically doing is that we need to simply find, we don't need to draw a line from here to there, but we do need to find a midway point like here, and then draw the line this way. Okay, and then this pitchfork will then come out looking like so. I mean, we don't, as I say, we don't really need to put that from there to there, but you know, it's just to give you like a better visualization of what it would look like, and that's called the medium shift. Alright, now you can see that here these grey lines were initially our first pitchfork. Okay, and it was quite steep here. Now you don't really want huge, you know, steep pitchforks because they will skew off the potential results. Alright, so we go ahead and use the medium shift, and this time it gives us a much better line. It's, you know, it's a phenomenon really, you know, how this works out, and it gives me goosebumps when I see it happening, you know. So here we can see that starting from point A, and it start our cycle, boom, cycle's met. This time it didn't come down, so it decided to bounce off it, and when it bounced off it, it touched that line, and then it's come down towards the medium line once again. Alright, and this time it's actually dropped and hit the median line, and it's come back up, hit the other like inside median lines, come back down to touch it again, hit the top part of that second inside median line, come down again, and then it's come back up and touch the median line again. I mean, it's a really awesome indicator. Alright, it gives you a nice idea of where you're trending, so you don't have to fight the trend like many of us do out there. Okay, so this will give you a good idea that the trend is trending down, and it will give you a good idea where the trend will bounce off a certain point. Okay, so play around with this for a little while, okay, because I think you will enjoy it as as you practice with it for a little while. Now what you'll find as well, that when you try and take the Andrews pitchfork off like I've just done, alright, you will have like an objects list as well, and it doesn't, for some reason this indicator doesn't actually remove all the other object lines. So that's fine, we'll just go ahead, and if you didn't catch what I was doing there, I basically right clicked on the chart and chose objects list, okay, and then just highlighted one of them. Now I don't know why these are supposed to be in there, I'm not really certain, but you don't really need to have them ticked to have them deleted. Okay, just make sure that they're highlighted and they all delete off. Alright, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye for now.